I would say, well, first of all, let's do trillions. Trillions. Ooh, I might have a small, short, exciting thing, but I can find it for you. Trillions, ladies and gentlemen, trillions. Maybe I should do it. I guess it doesn't work. You know, we see all of these numbers, and I don't believe we have any concept of how big some of these numbers are. Let's write down a giant number. Let's just go with this one. How about, what do we got here? 7, 6, 3, comma, 4, 9, 3, comma, 1, 0, 5, what do we got? Millions. Comma, 8, 4, 1, comma, 6, 2, 9. I believe this gives us still trillions, don't you? Because we have, this thing is our units, right, period, or whatever it is. This one is our thousands, right? Yes, Mr. Ron, that is correct.
Yes, Mr. Ron, that is correct.
This puts us in the millions category. This puts us in the billions. And right here today we look at trillion, just shortly and briefly. Really, there's very few things that ever get to the trillions, and one of the very few I can think of is money and our country's national debt, which I'm not sure. It's in the trillions. I couldn't even speculate. It's something like this, but just to give you an idea of this, I'm going in search of. I should have done this before, but sometimes I am just not as organized as I should be. We are going to look for something that says how much is a trillion. Maybe it's just under 9. Let's try just under 9. Somewhere here there's a video here. You see a, hold on. No, you can't see it because it's not there. Maybe it's under trillions. No. Numbers? What do you think it would be under? I want you to miss it. I can find it every other time I want to find it. Let's try this. Let's see if it's under this. I don't think I looked at this. There it is. What's a trillion? Here we go. For your viewing enjoyment, I give you a PowerPoint. For your entertainment only. This is not me, nor can I take credit for this. I'm just waiting for it to pop up. This is me. There. Up. Go. Let's get this out of here. Okay. The question is, how much is a trillion? You read this part.
Inquiring minds want to know.
What does $1 trillion look like? They don't talk about stimulus packages and bailouts because that's kind of past. $1 billion, $100 billion, $800 billion, $1 trillion. What does that look like? I mean, these various numbers are so tossed around like so many doggy treats. So I thought I'd take Google SketchUp out for a test drive and try to get a sense. What exactly does $1 trillion, this is just $1 trillion, look like? Let's start with a $100 bill. Currently the largest U.S. denomination in general circulation. Most everybody's seen one, slightly fewer have owned them. Guaranteed to make friends wherever you go. And there's that phrase that says a penny saved is a penny earned. If that's, I guess that's probably the one.
Is that supposed to be like a penny saved?
Yes, it's a play on those words. A $100 bill. Maybe how many of you have actually had a $100 bill?
I have one.
Most of you have. I mean, it's not. When I was a kid, if you had a $100 bill, that'd be something. But nowadays, a $100 bill is two tanks of gas. All right. So if you take a packet of 100 of them, which is not very thick, about this thick. Okay, it's less than a half inch thick. I guess it's less than that. That is $10,000. Pretty easy to put in your pocket. It's more than enough for a week or two of shamefully decadent fun, whatever that might be. Party, party, this guy's saying. Believe it or not, this next little pile is $1 million, which if you have 100 packets of those $10,000 bills, you have 100 of them stacked. This right here, picture, I mean, this guy's probably my size. You can put $1 million sitting right on the floor, right in front of you. Of $100 bills, it is not very many. Right? That's $1 million. 1 million, which is a pretty good size of money, isn't it? I mean, how many of you would take $1 million? Yeah, pretty simple. $1 million looks unimpressive. $100 million is a little more respectable. It fits neatly on a standard pallet. And you've seen the little pallets are coming in because people put them on walls now, right? You've seen the little pallets. I mean, the wooden pallets, they're probably not. Well, maybe 2 tables put side by side. They're not this long, but they're square. They're probably 3.5 feet by 3.5 feet. So here's a pallet. It would stand about like this. That is $100 million. $100 million. The lottery gets up to, I mean, a couple $100 million usually. So you get 2 pallets full of money, which you'd have to give half of it back to the government. This guy wants to get his truck for that. $1 billion. Here we go. This is $1 billion. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those pallets. $1 billion. Could we get 10? Yeah. If it's it would be about, from me to Ephraim and to the wall, about this high, filled with $100 bills. That's about $1 billion. We're not talking about billion. We were talking trillion here. So here we go. Now, we'll look at $1 trillion. This is the number we've been hearing so much about. What is $1 trillion? Well, $1 trillion, ladies and gentlemen, is $1 million. It's 1,000 of those $1 billion. It's 1 followed by 12 zeros. This is what it would look like in terms of pallets full of $100 bills. I give you $1 trillion. This is the guy standing. Each of these is a pallet. It is double stacked, which would put it a little bit above my head. I can't even tell you. It's, remember one pallet of, what was the pallet of? That was $100 million, wasn't it? The pallet was 100. Each one of these pallets is $100 million. So you've got all those lined up back to back there. That's what they're talking about when you talk about $1 trillion. This is 2012, so you can see how old this is. We use paper, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what goes on. Where does it go from here? Oh, President Obama. Somebody's bashing President Obama. Forward this to your friends, Thomas Jefferson. Blah, blah, blah. How do I get out of here?
They actually like to add it. It's the same one. I'm guessing they did like that.
So there's your $1 trillion there. And as we just showed you, just to see how incredibly large of a number that is. When you talk, imagine if those were single, how many $1 bills? Instead, it'd be 100 times those pallets. Multiply those pallets times 100 then. So make sure that you know the reason we separate these things by commas is so that you can easily read these numbers. So as you read these, you separate them with the commas. You would say 763,493,841,629, and that's as far as we're going with trillions. Now take out a blank piece of paper because we have a little bit more. And this one is under word problems. And a little subheading here is multi-step. Multi-step. Which means to you, ladies and gentlemen, multi-step means many steps. So you definitely need to write them, or I guess maybe show work would be more of the than write them out. Because this isn't dealing with like Bob was this much taller than Sally or whatever. This is the kind, Write this down. Here's an example problem. What is the difference? What is the difference? What is the difference between the product of 6 and 4 and the sum of 6 and 4? I'll give you a chance to write that down. Many people get confused on this. If you take it apart, it's really not that bad. But I want you to have it written down so we can talk about this. Everybody here today? Everybody's fully recovered from the angst and consternation of Camp Dunkinitis?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you see these story problems, you don't have to write this whole story problem on your book, but what you need to do is this. First of all, look for the math words and make sure you understand what that process is. The word difference, the word product, and the word sum, right? Those are all math operations. Difference is, what do you do when you have to find the difference? It's a type of problem. Subtraction. Product is a, and sum is a. Alright, so here's what it looks like. First of all, start at the beginning. What is the difference? Which means you're subtracting something. So I would write down my subtraction sign. I am subtracting two things to get my answer. What am I subtracting? Now don't get too far ahead of me. I am taking the product of something and subtracting from that the sum of something. Okay? You're subtracting the product and the sum. So that is why you need parentheses with this, because you need to do the product of something and then subtract that sum. What two things am I finding the product of? 6 and 4. That's my product. I'm multiplying them together. From that answer, I am subtracting the sum of 6 and 4. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what I should see on your paper. That's your first step, is you write out the problem. Then you can actually do it. You know, what is 6 times 4? 24. Minus what's 6 plus 4? 10. 24 minus 10 is 14. That is what I should see. You don't have to write out the whole word there, but you do need to write this down like this because that's the way it would be done. Let me give you another one. How about this one? When the product of 6 and 4, when the product of 6 and 4 is product of 6 and 4 divided by the difference. Divided by the difference of 6 and 4, comma. What is the quotient? Well, the product of 6 and 4 is divided by the difference of 6 and 4, or fur. I am going to give you a second, and I would like for you to write down the equation, or the operation, or what your thing should look like. I want to see what you get for this part. Don't care so much about the answer. The answer is important, but I want to see you have this written up like this, because that is important to get. When the product of 6 and 4 is divided by the difference of 6 and 4, what is the quotient? Now notice, children, let me throw this at you. In the other one, the first problem we did, this part came at the beginning. They put what is the quotient when the product of 6 and 4. So it doesn't matter where those things are pieced in there, you just need to kind of see the overall thing there. What does yours look like? Does anybody want to care to share? When the product of 6 and 4 is divided by the difference of 6 and 4, what is the quotient? I don't want answers. I just want what your equation looks like. Ethan, what's yours look like?
Okay, so I did 6 times 4 in parentheses,
All right,
divided,
let me do that. You're super. Let me write that down so I have it. 6 times 4 in parentheses, yes?
divided by 6 minus 4 in parentheses. 6 times 4 is 24, and 6 minus 4 is 2, 24 divided by 2 is 12.
Yeah, that's what I would get there too. You are looking for some quotient. Like I said, notice in that other one, the what is the quotient came first. When the product of 6 and 4, we're multiplying those two together, is divided by the difference of 6 and 4, what is the quotient? And that's what you get right there. How many people think that that's doable? Sam? Are you asking for one more? Yeah, let's do one more. How many people got that right? Oh, if everybody got it right, there's no point in going on. You are just wait. All right, I will stop you there then.